Taiwan is conducting its largest ever military drills, which simulate the repulsion of an invading force. It's a scenario based on the increased military threat from China in recent years. Beijing sees Taiwan as part of its territory and hasn't ruled out the use of force to reunify it with the mainland. That and the ongoing war in Ukraine has forced Taipei to actively consider how it would defend itself against a possible Chinese attack. DW correspondent Zachary Lee reports on how that concern is playing out in the military drills.
The roads are all empty. Only the sound of the warning sirens can be heard. Police instruct everyone to seek shelter immediately. Cities across Taiwan shut down for 30 minutes for these nationwide military drills. The military exercises this year are the largest in Taiwan's history. As you can see behind me, all cars have been forced to pull over to the side of the road, and everyone needs to seek shelter during these air raid drills. Taiwanese people are taking the exercise seriously in light of the war in Ukraine. They have served as a wake-up call for Taiwan over the threat from China.
I think the drills are necessary. We should be prepared beforehand.
Through the exercise, we know what instructions to follow in case of a war. I think if the government held drills more frequently, people would know how to react in an emergency situation.
Because of the war in Ukraine, we want to know where we can go and hide when we get attacked. For example, where are the shelters in Taiwan?
Ambulances and fire trucks play an important role in these drills. The rescue workers practice putting out a fire after the supposed missile attack. The Taiwanese government wants to make it as real as possible to raise public awareness of emergency warnings.
The purpose of this year's exercise is to test how we would react in a real war, and we will do a review after the exercises and see how we can improve.
The drills and a 5-day military exercise were conducted at the same time, and this war game has Ukraine in mind. Reservists dig long trenches under a bridge. Others focus on practicing urban warfare. And on the open sea, several warships carry out maneuvers. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen oversaw the drills on a Navy destroyer.
This excellent drill demonstrated the ability and determination of the soldiers of the Republic of China to defend the country. Let's continue to work hard and guard our homeland together.
China's threat prompted Taiwan to step up preparation for a Chinese attack. But as far as Beijing is concerned, any attempts by Taiwan to confront its military will be doomed to fail.
I'm joined now from Taipei by Lo Chi-cheng. He's a legislator of the ruling Democratic Progressive Party and co-chair of Parliament's Foreign Affairs and National Defense Committee. Dr. Lo, on the subject of a Chinese invasion of Taiwan, CIA Director Bill Burns said a few days back it was more a question of how and when they would do it as opposed to whether. Does your government concur with this assessment?
Well, first of all, the military imbalance in the Taiwan Strait has becoming wider, and there are concerns about the military imbalance in the region will prompt Beijing to take a more reckless action against Taiwan. So we have to prepare for the worst case scenario, but we will not endorse the idea that it's about when that China will invade Taiwan. Our priority is to make sure that China will never use force against Taiwan.
But surely that must factor into your thinking. Do you think an invasion of Taiwan is imminent?
Well, there's a possibility that China will learn from the lessons of Russian invasion of Ukraine, that China can take a short war, they can have a short war in the Taiwan Strait. So we have to make sure that Taiwan will prepare ourselves for the worst case scenario. But more important, we'll make sure that China will think twice before they move on to these kind of military actions against Taiwan.
And I'm considering that the largest ever military drills that Taiwan is currently conducting is all about this. But when the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian was asked about them, he said, and I quote, "Taiwan's attempt to confront China militarily is akin to a mantis trying to obstruct a chariot. In the end, it is doomed to fail." I mean, if you cast the hyperbole aside, Zhao Lijian isn't wrong, is he?
I think he's wrong because Taiwan is militarily capable of defending ourselves. But more importantly, every year we have this kind of annual military drill, prepare ourselves for any possible invasion in any forms against Taiwan. But more importantly, we are developing the so-called asymmetric warfare to deter China from taking military action against Taiwan. So yes, China is developing its military power significantly in the past few years, but Taiwan is also preparing ourselves in a similar way to defend ourselves.
But can Taiwan defend itself from a potential Chinese invasion without direct U.S. military support?
Well, deterrence is the key. It's very difficult to defend Taiwan, but it's possible and it's very likely that Taiwan can successfully deter China from taking any military action against Taiwan. So we have to make sure that we have credible, robust deterrence.
Does that involve a guarantee of U.S. support and U.S. intervention militarily?
I think that's very important, not just militarily. I think the case of the best case in point is Ukraine. Economic sanction against Russia and the political coalition among the like-minded countries is also very important. So in addition to military deterrence, economic and political cooperation among democracies are also very important in deterring China or any aggressors from taking reckless actions.
Now, China has warned of, quote, resolute and strong measures if U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi goes ahead with her proposed visit to Taiwan. Should she reconsider her trip?
Well, first of all, China opposes any visit by any foreign political leaders to Taiwan. That happens all the time. And we cannot allow China to detect which leader can visit Taiwan or not. So, we are hopeful that Speaker Pelosi can come visit Taiwan. And I think she's the leader of the free democracy countries. So we are hoping that she can visit Taiwan. But again, we should not allow China to detect who can come to Taiwan.
That's what you say, but then when President Joe Biden says that the U.S. military's assessment is that the trip is, quote, not a good idea right now, is President Biden being overcautious?
Well, I don't know why President Biden said that, but obviously they have concerns about any unwanted, events happening before the Biden and Xi Jinping telephone calls. So that's probably one of the reasons why the administration takes a more conservative attitude towards that kind of visit.
Are you at all concerned about any potential costs to Taiwan if Nancy Pelosi visits the island?
Well, China has always used this kind of escalation of tension in the Taiwan Strait to prevent or to avoid any improvement of ties between Taiwan and other countries, and to deter other foreign leaders to come visit Taiwan. That's their skill and that's their strategy. But I don't think that that is an effective strategy because we continue to see a lot of leaders come visit Taiwan.
We'll leave it there for the timing, but thank you so much for joining us today. Lo Chi Cheng from the ruling DPP. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.